Sderot Media Center director Noam Bedein came to the protest tent of the family of kidnapped IDF soldier Gilad Shalit Sunday to present Gilad's father an initiative by a U.S. congresswoman who actually calls on Israel to refrain from giving in to the terrorist demands. Shalom, Noam.
Shalom.
So on March 3rd, you were in Washington, D.C. What was your purpose there?
That's correct. I was invited by the Emet organization to be speaking in front of congressmen and their staffers about the reality in southern Israel, about the rocket reality in southern Israel. This is a day actually after $4.5 billion have been raised in Egypt to rebuild Gaza, and basically $900 million was promised from the U.S. to give Gaza. So I'm there a day after explaining it to the congressmen and their staff, how's it to live in a rocket reality, which has not been mentioned in the mainstream media. After that presentation, we had Shirley Berkeley, the Congresswoman Shirley Berkeley from Nevada, standing up, speaking in front of the audience over there, how that she has the initiative to be writing a letter to the U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to be stopping the funds to Gaza not until Gilad Shalit is freed and the rocket fire from Gaza is stopped towards Israel. And basically, this is what we've done today, is providing this personal letter to Hillary Clinton. We gave this letter today personally to Noam and Aviva Shalit, where they were staying today in Jerusalem.
And were there other congressmen supportive of this important letter?
I'm sure there are more congressmen that are supportive. Right now, it's a private initiative of the Congresswoman Shirley Berkeley. Hopefully, when that goes through, our challenge is to be going with this letter. If it's saying this letter or a new petition of saying that no funds should be transferred to the PA or to the Gaza rebuilt until Gilad Shalit is freed and the rocket fire is stopped from Gaza and towards Israel, just to remind everyone that today, after a month and a half after the operation in Gaza, over 120 missile attacks from Gaza towards Israel during this period of time.
So tell us please, Noam, what was the response of the Shalit family when you presented this letter to them?
That's correct. I gave it personally, directly to Noam Shalit, the letter itself, explaining how this is the initiative, having the American pressure on Gaza to let Gilad Shalit free. He was very impressed. He was very moved by the personal letter, saying that actually it did give him some hope. He actually said him himself, Noam Shalit, was pretty much exhausted, I think, with all the media coverage and the fighting. Again, we're talking about almost 1,000 days since Gilad Shalit is in captivity in Gaza. At the same time, I had the time to be speaking to Gilad's grandfather and to his brother at the same time. It was a more calmer situation just to speak to them about how the media impact that we're trying to create through the international media and through the American State Department, this pressure that should be put upon Gaza to restrain, to let Gilad Shalit go.
Why do you think this initiative is so important?
Well, again, what's going on right now, all the fights about, Gilad Shalit should be freed, but until what expense? Meaning, how many terrorists with blood in their hands should we be letting go, release for the Gilad Shalit release? And basically, this is a debate going around the Israeli society. Even though it's the consensus of Gilad Shalit is the world, as Israeli society, are for freeing Gilad Shalit. The only question is until what point do we have to actually go all the way through to freeing Gilad Shalit? And we're trying to say, look, there are more initiatives that can be done, that needs to be done in order to free Gilad Shalit. If it's one, the American pressure, and second, there's over $2.6 billion trade between Hamas, Gaza firms in Gaza, and Israeli companies in Israel. People are making good profits. So it's with the trade markets between Gaza and Israel, and that's another finger that nobody wants to put their finger on. So those are the niches that we're trying to put, creating awareness on that term, when again the rocket reality and Gilad Shalit go hand in hand, and this struggle of getting world public opinion and Israeli public opinion with what really is going on, trying to deal with the root of the problem.
Noam, as someone very active in the Sderot community, do you feel that the cast-led operation was a success?
Well, if you ask the Sderot residents, nothing has been changed or approved. And actually, during the Operation Cast-Led, the mental health center had the hundreds of residents who have been treated for shock They were called the optimistic anxiety victim, meaning the first time during the war in the past 8 years, Sderot residents felt part of the Israeli state. Something was being done in the Gaza Strip, but the fact is Gilad Shalit is now freed. Second, the rocket fire is not stopped, and third, the Philadelphia quarter is not in Israeli hands, meaning the smuggling of weapons, equipment, terrorists, and money is still being smuggled from Iran directly into the Gaza Strip. So nothing's been changed. And again, today it's more understood for the Israeli society, for the simple person here in Israel, and for the Western world, how the war in Gaza became an official media war affecting the entire world, with the media campaigns and public relations coming out from Gaza. And today we became the only main active media center confronting what's coming out from Gaza today.
Noam Bedein, thank you very much for joining us.
All right, my pleasure.